Let's see. Still haven't fixed their notifications. Haven't. Let's see. There's my channel. Minimize that. Yeah, any of you joining early, welcome to the stream. I figured I would round the week off with some nice quality fishing time. The only other person I know that plays this game that fishes isn't on right now, so it's just gonna be me. If you ever seen like Bill dance outdoors or anything, you kind of know what you're getting into here. Some real down and dirty with it fishing. Go ahead and post that. This live chat, just in case anyone decides to actually type on this. Yeah, it was between either For Honor, trying to like master Nobushi before Franti gets back from his winter vacation, or just taking it easy and taking like 2 or 3 people on the internet on a fishing trip, so decided I'd go ahead and go with the easy route. I think there were like 2 people that tuned in, they automatically tuned out, so that's pretty nice. Really makes you feel good about what you're doing. But yeah, anyone that does join decides to chat, welcome. If you're watching this as a VOD after the stream's over, you're bold. It's gonna be a rough one. I can't imagine it's very fun watching someone fish in a pirate video game. Like, you can do so much in Sea of Thieves. Like, bury treasure, dig up treasure, hunt down skeletons, fight other marauding players, fight, you know, the sea... phantoms from the Sea of the Damned. You know, there's like a world of possibility of what you can do in Sea of Thieves, and I choose to, fish. Yeah, it's gonna be something easy. I didn't really know if I was cut out to try and stream For Honor. I'm not really gonna grab a whole lot of stuff, because we're not gonna need a whole lot of stuff. The sea always provides. The sea is a cruel mistress, but she is never unfair. If anything, Rare is. Rare is very unfair. That's the volcano. Let's go ahead and get the Squelch and Sea Hag ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I'm not gonna really be taking very much with me, so we'll be setting sail pretty quickly. Hey, Isaac Strider. Welcome to the streams, if any of you that are popping in, if anyone is popping in. It's gonna be a chilled out stream, it's not gonna be full of high intensity, you know, PvP action. I'm not gonna be out here popping anyone's fucking butt cherry. I sometimes wonder how many people on the Sea of Thieves that were handed their first defeat by me. So what we're going to be doing, I'm going to leave this on. What we're going to be doing is going all the way from this outpost, Ancient Spire, directly up this way to a little island called K9. Right there, it's not on the map, it's uncharted. It is probably the best place for fishing in the game, just if you're trying to just chill out. Now if you're going for a specific kind of fish, it's not very good. Because the only thing you can catch there are splash tails. Unless a storm's coming through, then you can get stormfish. But that has a chance of long odds if you're gonna get a storm to go over K9. And really, honestly, the best thing for K9 is catching the really rare, like, premium shiny Pokemon of this game, the Shadow Stormfish. Probably the second rarest fish in the game, and the only way that you can catch them, like, in any kind of decent time, is to fish off of K9 or the Sea Dog Arena. Because they don't technically count as a biome, like the Wilds, the Devil's Roar, the Ancient Isles, the Sea Play, they don't count. They're neutral. And so you have a higher chance of catching either neutral stormfish, just like the just basic kind, or a shadow. Well, if you see one, it's going to be a shadow stormfish. Especially on the Sea Dog Arena. K9, it's a little finicky about where you fish. but the Sea Dog Arena is absolutely the best place to try and get him. So that's what K9's good for, but I'm just gonna be fishing for whatever. I'm gonna see if I can pull some like boots out of the water. I'm only picking up enough supplies to make it there, because I'm gonna be ditching my ship once I get there. There's almost always a rowboat on K9, so I'm not very worried about searching for one along the way. Might as well grab some grubs. Never know what you might find. Other than, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and buy us a tackle box though. Stop by the Bass Pro Shops pyramid here. These things are pricey. What's up, Big Skid? Hey Spag. I'm gonna call you Spaghetti. Hey Spaghetti, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna be doing a little chilled out fishing. This would be good if you just need some background noise. Can you guys hear the game? Like, here. Can you hear all this? Because I feel like the ambiance is gonna be a pretty big deal for this stream, because I feel like most of you are gonna tune off. Keep it off camera. Well, keep it on a different tab. You don't really need to see what's going on until I start screaming. That should be more than enough to make it there. I don't really feel like I should be dressed up like Barbossa today, though. This is like what I wear when I have like a big crew and we're all sailing around marauding the sea. I feel like this is too formal. That's more like it. That's more like, I think that's a much better look. Let's see. Oh yeah. That says day off to me. But hey everyone. Cool fishing afternoon with some cold beer. What a scam, I came to this show exclusively to watch For Honor teabagging and hardcore arc raids. Hardcore arc raids. I know a lot of people that say they do hardcore arc raids, really just like roam the game, find like straw huts that people have constructed, break into them, and then giggle about it. Oh, we pranked them real hard. We pranked those guys raw. Oh, what were they thinking getting a start in this server? Like within a mile of the starting spot? What a bunch of maroons. Oh, do they even have a brain in their skull? Trying to play this game while we're on here being epic? I don't think so. That's typically what I've seen from arc raids. It's very seldom anyone actually breaks into any giant fortress that someone's constructed. It's a good thing rowboats almost always spawn on K9 because we're passing almost no islands on the way there. I really don't even need a sloop. I could make do with a rowboat. I've got like a near perfect map of the Sea of Thieves imprinted onto my hippocampus. I know where everything is. Usually when my crew needs to know where something is, they just ask me automatically what direction it's in, because I always know. I hope you guys like this figurehead. Got a kraken skull mounted in the front of my ship now. Of course, the gilded crusty cannons. I'd say we're the envy of the entire sea with this drip. Fishing, those lore of the fish. Oh, the fish in the Sea of Thieves are, assholes. They're all conniving bastards, every one of them. Never feel bad, like, I know there's a lot of people that say, like, use what you can, throw back what you can't, you know, conservation stuff. Don't do that with the Sea of Thieves. These fish would shiv you in a second. I've seen fish in this game that would fucking stab you to death over a Pop-Tart. Never ever take... you know, never turn your back on them. You particularly have to watch out for the nipple fish. I'll try to get your nipple tit. I see any rowboats over here. Looks like fucking barrels spawned on the island. I don't see like a fucking man-o-war barreling towards us from the horizon, so that's a good start. I didn't even check if there were any reapers in this server. Like I said, it really doesn't matter. If I can make it to K9, I'm pretty much invisible. And I will show all of you why when we get there. That looks like a staff of raw someone dropped. Some wraiths. No rowboats. That's alright. The reason I don't go fishing on islands like that is because enemies spawn. It's a giant tumor having to kill things every 30 seconds. I cannot. Today's been a long one. Right there. Yeah. Now, like I said, I came really close to doing For Honor tonight. Because Frantic's on a 2-week vacation, he's on leave. And so he's not gonna be on for a while. You know, I get some peace and quiet. You know, maybe the headaches will subside for a moment. And he told me that in 2 weeks I had better have like mastered Nobushi as a character and be able to mirror match him with her. And so I need to get on. I need to get on that because like the only character I can really fight Frantic with like successfully is either like Shigoki or Kyoshin. Those are my two characters to fight him. Those are my counters to him. And he's really good with Nobushi, but if I play enough in 2 weeks, I could probably get about to his level with her. And then of course he's gonna switch off to something else like Orochi and beat the crap out of me, but it'll be a pretty sweet ride up until that point. Rowboat! Rowboat off the starboard side! We need one of those bad boys. This is another uncharted island. This is K9. No, this isn't K9. This is N13. People used to call it Mermaids, what, Mermaid something, I can't recall. I always thought it was stupid, and I think N13 is much better. But some people used to call this, like, Mermaid's Grotto or something. Frantic and I actually used to use this island as a secret cache, because there's a cave system underneath this. There's a whole cave system that runs underneath N13, and Frantic and I would, kill people, steal their loot, sail here, hide all of the treasure in the underground caves, get back on our ship and go out and fight the people until they decide to Alt F or leave or go do something else. And then we'd come back and retrieve it and then make the southbound run to fucking Ancient Spire and sell it really quick. But there's a rowboat here, and we need that. Nobody gonna slam into me? I don't think so. %90 of raids in Ark are either ganking roaming newbies using in-game equipment and dinos, or straight up offline raiding. Yeah. Ark Survival Evolved, I've never felt so... Like, the amount of stress that Ark put on me on the day... I have, like, in my entire gaming career, I have never ever worried about a video game while I'm not playing it. Like, you know, pretty much I get on, I play the game, if I get stressed, it's while I'm playing it. Ark is something that, like, wears on your mind when you're not on it, because you're thinking, oh, what if someone's killing the Spinosaurus we spent 4 hours taming yesterday? You know, and I hated that. Sea of Thieves is a little bit like Ark or Rust or Conan in a way, but it's like per session stuff. You can't lose weeks worth of stuff in one voyage. I guess you could if you're in one of those boosting servers, but that's stupid because Rare patches the game every 6 days and breaks it. A ship in the shroud. It is. Can't tell if that's a skeleton or a player galleon. It's too far off. I think it's player. I think I see an emissary. That's alright. We'll cut underneath this rock. Hopefully they're just going to shipwreck. If they're going to shipwreck Bay to do that giant spicy tornado, that's the Ashen Winds. If they're going to do that, they'll be like right beside us, but they won't see us. I'll go to the western side of K9, drop the rowboat off, hide it inside the cove, jump off with the tackle box, and start fishing. And hopefully through all that, no one will see me. Ooh, 2 galleons. I have hit the sandbar. Marvelous. That looks like 2 player galleons. This might be a boosting server. We might be getting ready to get gamered. I hate the sitting. What just happened is Rare has decided to tactically add places to sit all over the ship, and it just makes it another thing that you can click X and use. Because Rare believes in having one button for absolutely everything. Yeah, there's 2 galleons up ahead. If they're in an alliance, that probably means we're in a boosting server, and we are not going to be welcome. We are not going to be welcomed with open arms. Because we're taking up a spot one of their buddies could be taking. They could have a third ship boosting. Because Rare won't do PvE service for people that are bad at the game. My car broke down, haven't eaten since yesterday, so I was starving while racing around. Then eat. Figurehead, meet Maidenhead, top ramming speed. Oh, I think that's one of my crew's signature maneuvers is ramming speed. We have a different person yell it each time, I've noticed. Like when we're about to slam into someone, someone has to get on the megaphone and scream, "Ramen Spade!" Everyone's got a different style of it too. Like when I do it, I say something really like about the crew, like, "Alright, me boys, full sail, ramen speed," you know, in the pirate voice, so it's more like ramen speed. You know, so it's like ramen speed. When Frantic says it, it's just like a roar. Like, you can barely even hear what he's saying. There's so much boost, so much distortion in his mic. It peaks like 5 times during one word. And then Yeet says, and it's probably the most quiet out of all of them. Ramen speed, boys. That's it. I assume if Z were to say it to be ramen speed, and then slam into them. Everyone's got their own unique way of yelling out. Like, it's really stupid. Like, from a tactical point of view, it's really dumb because we're basically announcing ourselves. Like, a lot of times the people we ram are off their ship and have no idea we're there. And so we pull up and yell our intentions. You know, there's like, probably underground in a vault, you know, trying to solve a riddle. Like, man, I'm glad the server's so dead, no one's attacking our ship, we can leave it unattended next year. Run on speed! They're like, oh, that's probably not good, and they all run upstairs. It doesn't matter because we kill them anyway. Then sometimes we do the ram on the open seas. If anything, it's a fear tactic. Like firing off fireworks whenever we're approaching someone. It's all in the mind game. Super glad for the fishing time. No problem. See Skid watches gamer poop, of course. I kinda wanna see the cave. I wish I'd read that back when I was there. Give us a tour. What's the beverage tonight? The beverage is, nog. Eggnog. Probably the most unhealthy thing that I drink. I wish I had known that you guys wanted to see, in 13. It's right here. I would've went back and explored the cave and let you see it. The good thing is, though, there's also a cave on K9. Which I will make sure to go look at. Looks like that galleon got scared by the storm and they anchored in it. Doesn't matter if you step into the bathroom to prune your ball hairs for 15 minutes, your shit will be hit, your turret soaked, all your dinos will die, and your unstolen loot will be popcorned. Great. You know, the way that fucking Spaghetti's talking about Ark reminds me, like, why I don't play that game. The only way that I would play Ark is if one of my friends got, like, a dedicated server set up on a computer. And even then I'd be hard-pressed for it. I think I remember the last really big effort Frantic that I put in to play it, it was pretty fun. I think Karma kind of got back to me though, because we got raided like the day after I decided to paint pink leggings on one of our raptors. So I think that was God's divine intervention. Punish me for doing that. I thought it was funny. All good, can you fish in the caves? Long delay on chat. No, I was just like, I talk too much. I like get on tangents. I just don't read the chat while I speak, like I should. I'm a terrible streamer. Yeah, you can fish in the caves. The one in 13, the one we passed, would probably be better to fish in. I think the pool in it's bigger. Max and I, on K9 not too long ago, we were fishing, and we were in the process of scuttling our ship, and we noticed there was a galleon following us that we just hadn't noticed somehow. But those two... Look at these virgins. These two ships are working together to fight Ashenwoods. Ashenwoods can be completed in like 5 minutes by a solo hobo with a blunderbuss. You don't need 2 galleons worth to finish it, and it's still up. It's disgraceful. But yeah, the galleon was following me and Max to K9, so we dove into the cave and hid in there. Apparently one of their crew knew about it, so he dove in to follow us in, and we shot him to death in the cave, and then all that for it. It's pretty great. Really that wholesome Sea of Thieves stuff. You never know. You never know what you might need. I'll bring all blunderballs with me so I can kill people if they fuck with me. Get rid of the cruddy fruit. I'll keep the pineapple. Take these with me. Oh. Alright. I gotta turn this lantern off before they see it. And so the sloop is gone. Now what we're gonna do is pull the rowboat inside of A9. That way no one else sees it, tries to come pick it up. We also left the tackle box on the ship, so I'm gonna have to go grab that. This is actually a really good time to catch stormfish on this island. You got a really good chance of catching the one. There's a keg right there, and I hate that. Alright, we gotta pull the rowboat right in here. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of that keg before shit ensues, like a lightning strike hits it and kills me. Yeah, some shitty cloth. I will hide that in there, hopefully no one sees it. I'm gonna try and catch a stormfish really quick. Leech. 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 Man, no leeches. There's some. Take this. Throw it on the old neon line and cast this bitch out there. Let's see. Have a dedicated server on Ark. I've thought about being an absolute corrupt capitalist, making a horrible pay-to-win Ark server, or Conan Exiles. That's a splash tail. I really don't care if I catch a shadow stormfish right now. I've caught all of my stormfish varieties. I'm done with that. This seems like a really good idea, holding a conductive rod in the storm. I'm gonna start wearing like various pottery on my head. Maybe start twirling my sword around. I don't know. You know, install a cock ring head. It all seems like a great idea. I think the storm might have moved on. I don't know if it's still technically on this island. Splashtail. It's still raining, but the game's biomes are pretty weird. Like, even though it's raining, I can be struck by lightning and all that stuff. The game might not think that the storm is still here. And thus I will not get the fish I want. This is also a really big fucking cliff. Well, yeah, see, like this, like I said, there's almost always a rowboat already here. The sea provides. That sounds hilarious. I love the visuals there, and the storm in the distance to sway the camera and the way the weather affects the shaders. Yeah, this game's really pretty. Yeah, the storm's gone. There's something I will never ever try to take away from Sea of Thieves, and that's how pretty it is. Alright, all of you. So this is K9. Skid's little hidden hideaway. The reason I like to come fish here is no enemies will spawn. Alright, let's find this cave. It's a little tough to find at first. It's down here amidst all this wreckage and coral and shit. But it's down here. A lot of new players will never know about this, because this is part of a really, really old event they had running about 2 years ago. I think you can still do some of the legacy stuff, but I don't know if there's any unlocks. Yeah, so there's also an offshoot that goes that way. This is where Max and I shot that guy to death. While they were chasing us, he and I sat right here, waited for him to surface, and killed him. This is one of my secret little stash grotto type areas. Frantic and I used to hide loot in here. Can we just like sit in these now? No. They added like this huge update that makes it to where there are a ton of places you can actually legitimately sit down on the Sea of Thieves. But maybe because the event and commendations for this require you actually sitting, it doesn't count. Doesn't count as a seat. Frantic and I would stash loot in here all the time. This and then the other one on N13. Rare has been adding a lot of like secret traps to their islands, so I'm having to kinda be a little careful. Let's see. This comes out up here. The skyboxes in this game are really pretty too. Alright, I gotta go get my tackle box. The North Star actually has a function in this game. Is that another ship? Yeah, there's a sloop coming to... There's a sloop that showed up to party. That is a... fully kitted out fucking Athena. Those are both, yeah, that's an Athena alliance, and there are 2 sloops roaming around over there. They're probably trying to kill them. And we're just over here chilling out fishing. At least I know they're not going to bother me unless they stop here for supplies. Where's the North Star right now? You can't use the North Star right now, it's clouded by the fucking storm. Alright, where's my tackle box? I sank the ship right off over here. It's out there. If any of you have a fear of the big blue sea and wide open spaces, I'd advise to avert your eyes. I've played this before, and then just kind of like look straight down for no reason, and people have told me to stop it because it frightens them or something. I don't know what that phobia is called, but it's the one where like you're just afraid of being out in open water. The fear of the unknown. Hankering to play Mountain Blade. Is the island on K9 shaped like a dog? No, there's a dog on the island. And it's on K9. The island itself is located on the map square K9, and there's a dog that lives here. It's a giant Shiba. I think he's over there. The place I always fish, yeah, right here. This is Skid's fishing camp right here. Many a fish have met their final fate right here. Put some wood down for a campfire later. You can even like sleep. So look at this. Just fucking decide to take 5. Pass out. There might be a bunch of cutthroat pirates roaming the sea, but that's no reason I can't take a nap out in the middle of nowhere. sleeping in this game actually, regens your, health now. It's useful on a ship if you get, like maybe a cannonball hits and the splash damage takes it like 1 HP. You just take a quick nap, and completely ignore all the damage. Check out how fucking big this dog is though. The Shibas in this game are not normally this massive. But this is a big boy. This is meant to be the Sea Dog Arena guy. I don't remember his name. I'm gonna call him Claude because I don't know what his name is. But the Sea Dog Arena guy, the Pirate Lord's son, this is his dog. He apparently lost him on an adventure, and so the dog's just chilling out here. So, there you go. That's why this is K9. Oh, yep, there they are. It's a regular sloop, a skeleton sloop, the two Athenas that are probably in alliance together. And if I had to take a guess, I'd say that sloop probably got commandeered. I don't know how they haven't finished Ashen Winds yet. A single person can do it in 5 minutes. Yeah, there's some like giant battle going down on the horizon. Alright, back to fishing though. That's why this island's called K9. The map square and stuff. It's a harpoon? Yeah, it's a harpoon. They added in cannon rowboats, they're one of my favorite things in the game. Go this way. It's a pretty chunk of sheeps. Adorable doggo. And hey turtle. Welcome to the stream. Tonight we're doing some chilled out fishing. And like I said, the stormfish are gonna be like the main reason to ever come here. Or if you're like me and you just enjoy the ambiance of the sea, you can just come here and fish in peace. It's so unlikely that any of these people will come over here and bug me. Because there's nothing here, like there is not ever really a reason to stop on this island. Unless you're going down to sit in that throne that you saw. There's no reason to come here. The supplies aren't even that good. All of the barrels are scattered across these different islands. It's just kind of out here. Probably one of the lesser explored islands on the sea. No quest will bring you here either. Except for maybe 1 or 2 tall tales, and no one's doing those anymore. We'll take these leeches off. I like the odd chance of catching like a boot or something. Hey, can all of you hear the game audio okay? I feel like the thunder crashing in the distance and the waves is pretty important. I hope all of you are doing well tonight. There probably won't be a stream tomorrow. Just thought of that. No, that was the question on everyone's mind. Is the Dark Souls man gonna stream anything tomorrow? Tomorrow is like Skid's off day from streaming. And then Monday we'll be back with the VTuber stuff. I'm not really sure if I should do the VTuber stuff like early in the evening, like I normally do, or if I should wait and do it at nighttime, like everything else. What do all of you think? Because I kind of like the idea of doing it at like 3 or 4 PM and hitting a different demographic of people. But at the same time, all of the regular viewers are on at night. Yes. There we go. Oh, this is the first fish I've caught this season. Throw my food in there. Get this. Get this. Hey Skid, you remember why I spanked you in Dark Souls? No, I've never been beaten in Dark Souls, what are you talking about? I've never once been bested in PvP. It does seem like it was pretty important to you, but if I did, I've long forgotten it. 3 p.m? I'm waiting for my day. Seems like 3 p.m. is gonna be... 3 p.m. is gonna be when we do the VTuber stuff, just by sheer force. It's like an overwhelming consensus of all of one vote, completely unopposed. And these are splash tails, these are basically water rats. These are one of the most disappointing things to see on the entire Sea of Thieves. It's like buying a carton of eggs, having confidence in your local seller, getting home and then realizing they're all shattered. That's the feeling catching these things evokes. Because typically they pop up the most when they shouldn't. You'll be trying to catch like a black cloud wrecker, which is a fish that you can only catch on shipwrecks during storms. That is one of the most hard to get parameters for anything in this game. Catching fish, they take a special kind of bait too. I think it's worms, I think is what they take. You have to be fishing with worms on a shipwreck during a storm to get a black cloud wrecker. And you'll be out there, you'll somehow get like the 1 in a million diamond in a rough type thing. You'll be sitting there trying to catch black clouds and you'll get these things. For no good reason, just other than that rare spites its players in every turn. We will... I'll start cooking these later after we get a few. A cool thing about K9 too, if any of you would just want to be like the Roland Martin of the Sea of Thieves and get into fishing like me, there's a sea post where you can sell your fish right there. So you come out here, you sink your ships, no one can see it, make sure you have a rowboat handy. I've got 2 of them, the one that I brought and then that harpoon one. Catch all the fish you want, cook them up on this fucking campfire, then go sell them over there. You won't make a whole lot of money, but yeah. It ain't much, but it's honest work. I really don't remember you, wise man. You weren't yesterday's stream, were you? Because I didn't fight yet. No, I fought one person yesterday's stream and I beat them, but that wasn't you. There was someone named... No, that was like Hobo. That wasn't you. There was like the wise Hobo or something was in the stream yesterday. I don't remember you. Sorry. I'm a powerful vote. I'm gonna say some messed up things. Margaret. Margaret's one of those like old lady names. Like if you decide to name your daughter Margaret in this day and age, you're condemning them to a life of torment. It's like naming your kid Earl or something. It's just it's a good way to let the kid know they weren't wanted, I guess. Like, man, I spite this kid so much, but I have to take care of them. You know what? I'm gonna name him Earl. Name Margaret. Martha. I'm gonna name my baby girl Thelma. Ugh, fucking splash tails. Why can that fish bait? What? Bill? I don't know, I think Bill's a pretty solid name, even like in the modern day. It's a little unorthodox. And Bill is typically short for William, so they might go by like Will or something instead. Will, Willie, Bill, Billy, I mean... Willy Billy. Jumbo Billy, I don't know. I think Bill's a little bit more of a solid choice. If you really want to make it a power move, give them like an old name, but like an outrageous old name like Thurmond. Give him a name like that. Or Vern. Because then that name, that's not like an embarrassing old name, it's a name that radiates power. All the other kids are going to be terrified of Thurmond. Like I would be, that's the name of someone that's going to grow up to be like a giant jack dude. Name them like Norman. They could be Storm and Norman. Even I'm confused from why can that fish bait. Do fish just do that in real life? What? I don't think I'm picking up what you're putting down here. What, fish not need bait? Like a hook? Yeah, you can catch fish without any bait. I've caught fish out of ponds with nothing but a hook and a bubblegum wrapper. Because fish are very stupid. They see something shiny and immediately dart for it because they think it's a minnow. Or a shad or something. I think it was Wrigley's bubblegum. Like the generic pink bubblegum. And I wrapped the, like, I guess aluminum foil or whatever it is that they use to wrap it around the top of my hook and just pulled it through the water. I caught pretty good sized panfish. I was at a pond where they had like fed the fish bread all the time, and so the fish were really stupid. They were really big and really dumb. And you sit there and catch them over and over all day, they wouldn't learn anything. It was basically like shooting fish in a barrel. It was nothing, but it was really fun. The thing starts jumping and missing the hook when it sees the bait. Fish will sometimes miss the hook. Sometimes you'll be reeling it in, they'll act interested and go for it, but they'll miss it and then they swim off with embarrassment. This is a trophy fish. There are both regular sized fish in this game and trophies. The trophies just take like 5 minutes to reel in. Rare couldn't have you making decent XP on something harmless that doesn't affect other players, no sir. The only time that ever really comes into play is if you're in like a storm. You'll be in a storm and be just about to catch the fish that you need and you'll get hit with lightning because it takes 5 minutes to reel in everything. Ooh. Well, the Athena must have got sunk. That one didn't. He still has his really long emissary, but that one's just coming back. They have to be farming something that I don't know about. Like, Ashen Winds does not take that long to do. And I know those two aren't fighting each other. Still think they are. I'm intrigued by this. Because they're sitting there like a cool little cucumber, nothing wrong. The island can is shooting at the galleon, it missed. They might be going for it, they might be getting ready to pull around here and start blasting them. Or they're gonna, maybe they dropped their emissary and sold, they're coming back to pick more stuff up? I don't know, that looks like an attack run to me. The other one doesn't have an emissary flag anymore. They're just in alliance with them. They're pulling up on their port broadside. They dropped anchor. It's weird. The sloop is gone, so I assume the sloop is trying to sink those two. I don't know if they succeed. I didn't really hear a whole lot of cannon fire going on. The fishing hour is interrupted by Pirate Geographic. It's crazy to think that they could, if they looked over here with a telescope, they could see me moving around on the beach. I could see them moving around the deck of their ship. Even at this distance. Now if we just hear like a bunch of fucking, like a, if we hear like a mortar shelling start, we'll know. Alright. You should go fishing at the Angry Red Hurricane. The Angry Red Hurricane is an event called Ashen Winds, or just the Ass Wind, if you're immature like me and my friends. And Ashen Winds is like a really big, angry, spicy skeleton surrounded by a lot of other little skeletons, and you just kind of sit there and you fight them. They take about 5 to 10 minutes to do, but those people, for some reason, have made it last like, I don't know, 20 minutes now. I think I've been out here. And they're still there fighting it. I don't get it. I don't know of any kind of farm that could come from Ashen Winds though, unless there's killing skeletons over and over. The duality of man. I'm having fun. This is boring. Reel this shit in. I can't believe this is the first time I've went fishing this season. The season's been going for like 2 weeks now. Bad pirate. That's how it goes though when you don't have anyone to play with. Used to be I had like a giant roster of people to do stuff with. But it's just like Finn said, this is boring, most people don't like to play it. I've always liked pirate stuff. Like, I think I've told before, my elementary school mascot was a pirate, and I guess that's what set me on the fucking path. I played Pirates of the Caribbean online. My favorite part of Kingdom Hearts is the pirates bits. Even though Sora looks really out of place. Edition. Ashen Aswin. Like the outlines on the leather. We talked about like my gloves or something. I've been using these ever since year 1 of this game. Oh, another thing, you can also fish on forts if they're not active, like over there. That is a skeleton fort that's inactive, nothing will spawn there. You just fish there to your heart's content. People are more likely to stop at that though, because really good supplies. People can pull in there and get supplies to go fight people. This is peaceful, to be honest. I've had a long day with family. Could have a drink and unwind with some fishing. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like this week I've streamed, what? I know Bloodborne and Dark Souls have been the past 2 days. I know I've done like For Honor, Halo. And since this is like the last stream of the week, I figured we just round it out with something chilled out. Monday we'll be back to VTubing, and then probably some For Honor later on in the week. I don't like playing For Honor by myself. I'm gonna have to put on the big boy pants. I can't let it put a damper on my pamper. I hope all of your days were good. It seems like everyone else also had like really long days. I know Isaac did. Isaac and Nundalin. Seven out of 50. Ooh. Looks like a Disney or Pixar movie fish. But it's just a splash tail. It's a sea foam. There's actually a really big little compendium in here of all the different fish types. And you can see I've caught most all. So to get these, you have to catch 50 of each kind, except for the rare ones. You only have to turn in 10. I've done that for splashtails, plentifins, ancient scales, islehoppers, devilfish, wild splash, pondies, stormfish. I've also done all the cooking. The only things I have left are 20 more of the black cloud wreckers, which are the most difficult thing in the game to catch. And battle gills, which are also a pain in the ass to catch because you have to get them on forts while they're active. Only 4 more of the nighttime and then 6 more of the rare variant. I am more likely to find those in shipwrecks than I am to actually catch them. And hey, shiver me timbers. This boy's ass is live. I missed the soul skid. Missed the PP crushings on DS3. Yeah. Unfortunately, there's gonna be no more, like, C and B on this channel in DS3. At least not for, like, live PvP and duels and stuff. The only souls I would expect to see from this channel in the future until Elden Ring comes out is like maybe the odd like rip-off Zuli the Witch video. Or like my Friday night fight clubs, stuff like that. There's not really gonna be any more of the PvP stuff. That's gonna probably wait. If anything, that'll be Elden Ring. Unless I have like a really good idea for Dark Souls 2, I guess. I had my COVID vaccine day, well, my official one anyhow. Oh yeah, you got the poke. I grew up in a town that tracks a lot of bears. Did you fist fight them like a man, or did you stay in your house like a coward? I love the colors and lighting in this game. I've always said that Sea of Thieves is carried really hard by its art direction. Because this game is an absolute buggy mess once you really start playing it a lot. But it's always pretty. Chat was grayed out. I hope that fish calls you the B word. You know what, Midge? I must say the B word right here on stream. You butthead. That's right, I said it. I won't take it back. I don't feel sorry. I called Frantic a butthead live on stream. I don't feel sorry for it. Like, YouTube may chastise me for it. I might lose the channel, but it is what it is. If I could stay outside 14 hours a day. The scratches make the leather. I've been wearing these wraps since year 1. I think they're called like the Scurvy Bilge Rat gloves. And they're just like my go-to for nearly any fashion. The clothes in this game, for the most part, all look really good. Before I put on the stuff that I'm wearing right now, I was wearing my Captain Barbossa outfit. The Captain Barbossa stuff, it felt a little too regal to be like a sea hobo. I'm hesitant to buy Elden Ring till it's on sale because Sekiro vibes. I was kind of seeing the horses jumping and stuff. You know, me being a Dark Souls channel, it's kind of like a requirement to play Elden Ring at least once. Ever tell you about the time I punched a fish to death because I didn't have my knife? No, I don't think so. Tell me how you like pummeled a bluegill into the dirt. Can't believe you would say that. Hashtag reported. I'm a Dark Souls boy. The complicated button mashing and climbing I didn't dig. It was hard enough. All souls are too easy now. Well, it sounds like you have a bit of a contradiction. You don't want the games to be more complicated, but all the Souls games are too easy for you. You kind of have to decide, do you want them to keep on making really easy things, or do you want to try something new? You need rehab. I saw a fisherman do that in Balascar and it fucked me up. Just kept fishing new ones and smacked them on the side of the boat like a cave person. I mean, that's what they make a fish billy for. A fish billy is really just like a nightstick. And if you're pulling a fish and you want to take it out really quickly, just beat the crap out of them, and they're dead. Just hit them one really good time and like shatter all their bones in one solid hit, and then they're done. Oh, they finally did it. I'm so proud. They finally completed Ashen Winds. They were only on there for 30 minutes, but 2 galleons together, they finally did it. I guess. And now there's a skeleton fleet. That's what that is. Oh. I heard a cannon shot. Apparently it's not them. There's a shipwreck right beside them. Now wouldn't you look at that? That almost looks like a wallpaper. I'll take a screen cap of it, I'll post that in my Discord server later. Sea of Thieves turns me into an amateur photographer. Midge, are you like off of the Navy base now, or are you just like sitting in your room or something? I hear cannon shots going off, but they're not they're not frequent enough, them to be fighting. I don't know what they're doing. We are going to fish in this direction until the sun gets up, because it's pretty. I say it's pretty as it like fries my eyeballs. Last time I went fishing, my brother hooked my leg. Need to beat your brother. Oh, and a harder and longer Dark Souls. I just don't like the horse jump stuff, it's too open for holes, like everyone in chat and Skid. What's the best Dark Souls game you like? Depends on what for. For this like world design and music and ambiance, and just the overall feel of the game, I'd say Dark Souls 1, with Bloodborne as a very, very close second. For PvP, I think Dark Souls 2 probably has the most fun PvP, even though I suck at it. And for PvP that I'm best at, that I used to enjoy a lot, I'd say DS3. The one I've played the most is also DS3. And the one that's the most fun to talk about because it has elicits such a great response from people on the internet, Dark Souls 2. People start frothing at the mouth or just like gushing out of the wiener tip over Dark Souls 2. They will all, like, it's always one or the other. They either love it or they absolutely hate it. Well, no, that's not true. There's also the people who have the, I recognize it's a good game, but it has flaws, and I'm not really gonna post my opinion about it. Imagine if you heard your advice and stuck a really fucked up blade on the side of the boat. Just instantly fillet the fish. I caught this 10-inch rainbow trout and I was going to put it back, but a counselor walked up and said, it's catch and kill. I didn't have a knife, but I didn't want it to suffer. So I started going 10 rounds with the trout. Oh yeah, that's some barbarian stuff. It's about as close to monkey as you can return. Just catching a fish out of the river and pummeling it. Didn't go through. Mitch just beating his meat. Gotta love lens glares in this day and age. Oh! That's rank 44 on the battle pass. If any of you didn't know, yeah, this game does have a battle pass. I just wish I knew what these guys were doing. Like, they're just camping out on fucking... the main galleon with the emissary flags leaving now. This is absolutely an alliance server. There was a sloop that tried to break it up. I guess he got beaten effectively enough that he didn't think about coming back. But there was a sloop. Probably a couple of talkbots thinking he could get something started. Which I don't care about alliance servers. They can go off and like jerk each other off all day. I don't care. As long as they leave me alone. Now if I was with my crew, it'd be another story. I'd probably like get a bunch of supplies together and go try to sink them. Or I'd start doing Pirate Legend stuff myself in alliance with them. Depends on what mood the crew would be in. I'm in Louisiana living it up. Paid $24 for a disposable vape. 3 times knock it out, 8th punch killed it. I walked back to camp, its head fell off. I didn't even get it. Love the spin to win tactic. Dark pools too. So I've never played this game. Can you tell me how it works? Is it like Rust or Ark? So Sea of Thieves is basically, it's kind of like how Rust and Ark are, but pirates, and it's per session. So you start up a game, you load yourself with supplies, whatever you want to take with you. You sail around the sea and you do pretty much whatever you want, and there are other crews, and you can either be friendly with them, you can just outright attack them, you can try to betray them, you can grief them, you can sit on their ship and hide, you can go dig up treasure, you can go and bury treasure, you can take on bounties for get bounty hunting things for skeletons. You can go fight ghost fleets. You can do the tall tales and experience the story of the Sea of Thieves. They just had the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion, which is basically like a whole nother game. You can run around hunting sharks and sirens and mermaids and fish, or hunt megalodons and krakens. You can explore the game and like map out everything and get all of the Easter egg achievements and stuff. You can take the fight to the mermaids and the ocean crawlers and fight underwater fortresses and explore underwater shrines. You can do really high level stuff with the pirate legends and the reapers. You can go to any of the 3 giant biomes at any time. The Sea of Plenty, which is like the Caribbean. The Ancient Isles, which is like, I guess just the regular ocean. The Wilds, which is like the Dead Sea. Or the Devil's Roar, which is the giant volcanic area. There's skeleton forts, skeleton lords. There's 3 different types of ship. There's player combat, hand-to-hand, and ship combat. There's guns, there's swords. There's a lot of magic involved in the game. There's a lot of tech. There's a PvP arena that's got like a battle royale mode and a giant deathmatch mode. There's weather events like rain and storms. Skeleton ships and megalodons and krakens can attack you at any time while you're sailing. There's all kinds of stuff in this game. Supplies from a secret stash. No, there's thin barrels all over the place, so you can buy them from different merchants. You can pull them out of barrels, whatever you want to do. The way that you heal is with food. And so like these fish, I can cook them and then eat them and they give me a regen bar on top of healing me. But for regular food, there are barrels all over the sea. And they have like boards to repair your ship. Right now there's fireworks in them because it's New Year's, but you see there's food to heal with. Cannonballs, blunder bombs, fire bombs, cursed magical cannonballs. They recently added the ability to sleep. And you can regen health by taking a nap. There you go. So yeah, there's also rowboats. There's harpoon rowboats, regular rowboats, cannon rowboats. The story is really big now. There are a ton of tall tales. The tall tales start off pretty like bare bones. But as you go through them, they get more and more complicated as Rare's budget got bigger because of Microsoft. And the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion is essentially just another game. There's also a battle pass now that you can do. It's probably the most generous battle pass of any video game I've ever played. You get levels from doing absolutely anything. There's always events running to get new cosmetics. Everything that you earn in-game is just a cosmetic though. There are world pickups, like I said, like the cursed cannonballs and things, and the staves of Ra, blunderballs, stuff that you can help you in combat. But everything you earn is cosmetic. Like for this event, you can get this Christmas themed crap, and then you have the build strat, which is like the odd kind of rewards. You get different things for these, like Legends of the Sea. You get a ton of tattoos. Just they all have different rewards. You can bury your own treasure for other people to find. The Reapers are essentially the Rosaria's fingers of this game. Gold hoarders are about digging up treasure. Merchants, if you want to be like a rum runner or a smuggler or just a merchant, that's what you go with. You want to hunt skeletons and the damned for bounties, Order of Souls. You want to be a fisherman or just like a hunter of krakens and megalodons, Hunter's Call. Sea Dogs is the arena, if you want to be a PvP sweat, and Athena's Fortune is the in-game stuff. So, there you go. The Sea of Thieves crash course version. I didn't hit everything, but you know, there you go. That's your Cliff Notes, really fast course on everything there is to know about the Sea of Thieves. DS2 has the ugliest models and textures and lore that doesn't fit the universe, but it's kind of fun. Whew. I've heard enough. Yeah, I know a lot about this game. I thought I'd just drop the yoke of knowledge on you over it. And of all of those cool things I just talked about, I am fishing. So we're just chilling out tonight. We're on like a little, like, remote island that no one ever goes to and enemies don't spawn on. Just so I can fish in peace and talk to the chat. They still talk about the legend of me Mike Tysoning a fish. They usually embellish it around the campfire. How do they embellish it? The guy recommended a video called Top 10 Drivers Who Beat Kurt Wilde. Well, it's like they're in the old Hot Wheels shows, there were like two different things. Kurt Wilde would always say, nobody beats Kurt Wilde. And then he would be beaten. And then there was another one, I can't remember the guy's name, was like Jorge or something. And he would always say, I'm gonna pass you. But then he would never actually pass anyone. It was kind of like a running joke. Dark Souls 2 is just something that's so fun to watch people talk about. It is a game of absolutely wasted potential. It could have been so much more than it is. The whole game is really... It just makes you sad. I think Zuli has done a really good job exploring the game and seeing what they were trying to do. And they had much, much greater aspirations for the game than what we ended up with was basically the best they could whip together really quickly and throw a label on. Dark Souls 2 could have really, really been something if they'd had some more time. It kind of got this, not really, but it kind of got like the cyberpunk treatment. I still like Dark Souls 2. I have fun playing it. It's got some of my favorite characters in like Ben Hart and Lucatiel, Gavilan. And it has some of my, now I wouldn't say like my favorite areas, but there's some real areas I really like Tesladora, all of the DLC, particularly the Sunken DLC. I think the Sunken DLC is very fun. So I think it's like almost the best of the game. It's hard to say that with the Ivory King DLC also existing. The DLC is probably the best part. My favorite area in base Dark Souls 2 is Tesladora. I know how you're supposed to say it, I don't care, they put a T before it, I must say Tesladora. What was wrong with it? There was quite a bit wrong with Dark Souls 2. I don't really feel like making a video essay live while I'm playing Sea of Thieves. The game is objectively just not the best. Like, you can enjoy it. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it being your favorite. But by nearly like any measure, the game doesn't live up to the other ones. It did definitely have its merits though. It introduced a lot of stuff that the other games borrowed from. Something I wish they borrowed from it was power stancing. I'm glad to see that's back in Elden Ring. That and Twin Blades. Dark Souls 2 did a couple of things right that I wish the DS3 had followed up on. But for the most part, it did not. I'm glad they learned their lesson on soul memory. That's probably the biggest complaint I think people have about Dark Souls 2 is soul memory. If you ignore absolutely everything else about the game, I'd say soul memory is one of the things that really stinks. I wish they changed it. They probably couldn't have. I'm sure it's like one of the things that's like the foundation of the game. You try and change it and break everything, but still, it'd be nice. Usually they'll claim I punched its head off, but I didn't. I just severed its spine. Crafty didn't rest. Oh my god. I gotta say, I don't think anyone's got a story on me like that. Like, there's some pretty wild stories about me, but I don't think punching a fish to death, just putting on the gloves and jumping in the ring with some random trout I caught in a stream, no, I don't think so. I'll say I ripped it open, which is also untrue. I wonder, like, do any of you know anything about these, like, bots that go around YouTube putting VOI, FYI on absolutely everything? Like, I don't know what they are, because I feel like they're supposed to be posting a link, but the guy that made them didn't do it right. Like, I have no idea why these bots keep popping up. They don't do anything, they just pop up, say one thing, and then they're gone. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with liking Dark Souls 2 as your best. A lot of people, that was what popped their souls cherry, and they really like it. For me, I played Dark Souls 1 the first. And then I tried playing a little bit of base Dark Souls 2. I saw that it was not what I wanted out of the sequel to my first Dark Souls game. Skipped over it. I skipped over Bloodborne too, believe it or not, because I thought it looked too edgy. I was like, man, this is just like a 3 Days Grace album, I don't want to play this. I skipped over on Bloodborne. I got back into it with DS3, and then I went in reverse. I played Bloodborne with some of my friends that had more of an appreciation for it. And then I ended up liking it quite a bit. And then I played Dark Souls 2, and I was like, well, you know, it is a game. There are parts of this that aren't too bad. What the fuck? Yeah, it's a splash tail. I couldn't tell what that was in the moonlight. Well, the fish are biting the day, boys. The fish are biting the day. I'm gonna lay in my bunk and get drunk as a skunk, cause the fish are biting the day. But there's 6-foot waves and my stomach craves some good old Antigua rum. I'll put some away for a rainy day. The rain is starting to come now. I want to take a sip of my drink. I should have bought like some white monster for this. I could have really had like I could have been like a 23-year-old boomer. Like start wearing sunglasses, wear like a Bass Pro Shops hat, have my white monster in a beer koozie. Wear like a 38 special t-shirt. Faded ripped denim. I'm not. I'm in the Boba Fett tank top and some really big poofy pajama pants. Of course I have socks on. I always wear socks when I game. I have streamed in the nude before, but never without socks. It's like a superstition of mine now, like anytime I'm about to stream, it's like one of the things I have to do. Like I sit down when I'm about to stream, I plug in my microphone, I pull up OBS, I add the things on YouTube, forget to get my controller cord, and I sit down, I remember I need to put socks on. I put socks on, I start streaming, I go get my controller cord, and then we're good. But it's like a ritual at this point. I never stream without socks. Like, I don't really have to, because no one would ever know. I feel like it keeps the evil foot goblins of the internet at bay. Like, if you ever make a video on the internet and your bare feet are exposed, your soul is gone. You have sold your soul to people on the internet, it's vanished. Your soul no longer not only does it not belong to you anymore, it's been eradicated. Just sand blasted across the entire web. Go through. What was soul memory? Something tells me you don't. Like, did you play a lot of Dark Souls 2? Soul memory is what, it's the number of souls that you have. It's how you, matchmake with other people in PvP. You have to use the, I think it's the Agape Ring is what keeps you from getting any more of them. I don't like that a lot of the animations in Dark Souls 2 were, mocapped. That's why they look so floaty and strange compared to other games. The lack of time meant that there was a lot of reused textures. The hitboxes are also some of the most wonky. I won't say the most wonky in all of Souls, because 1 and 3 are also pretty bad. Bloodborne too, but Bloodborne I think it's more because of all the fur and like drapey clothes all the enemies have. It can be hard to gauge where their hitbox is going to be. Yeah, soul memory was a big pain in the ass. Like you said, they're not being a fucking red eye orb. Get right back here. I wanted to jump up and see if that galley was still in Shipwreck Bay, and they are. I have no idea what they're doing. Really fucking incomplete areas. The Shaded Woods is a really great example of an incomplete area. You can look around with no clip. Kazuli the Witch has been doing this a lot. And you can see what they were trying. They were going to make it all connected. It was almost going to be like Dark Souls 1 levels of like interconnectivity. Didn't happen. There was a myriad of different ideas that end up either getting half-baked and not even really put into the final product, or there's just like a sliver of a memory of the fact they existed. There was going to be a much bigger emphasis on bosses appearing outside of their boss fight, like through the level. Like the last giant like breaking through a wall and trying to get to you before you make it down to his area. Or the Pursuer. The Pursuer is probably the best example of that still making it over into the regular game. The Giants were also going to play a much bigger role than they did. They changed a ton through the development cycle. And then there's the silly elevator Earthen Peak that goes straight up in the old Iron Keep despite it supposedly being underground. That's just kind of goofy. The whole level layout in the world, the whole world is really goofy and weird and wonky and doesn't exactly work out. I really enjoyed the continuity, especially that like Dark Souls 1 has. Dark Souls 3 was good too, you can see it in DS3. I made a video talking about that actually myself. Dark Souls 2 didn't quite have that. I think soul memory is my biggest issue. I don't like a lot of the textures they used. I do think that they did armor the best though. I think out of all of the games, I think Dark Souls 2 did their armor textures the best. I think it was like the perfect combination of like the nice shiny steel look that Dark Souls 1 had, and the kind of more gritty, worn look that DS3 had. I think it had the perfect combination as far as armors go. Power stancing was also pretty awesome, and some of the NPCs were pretty awesome. And then there's some bosses in their OSTs that's nice. The hub area is nice, Majula. Majula's like one of the biggest redeeming factors of Dark Souls 2. I don't know what my favorite boss is of Dark Souls 2 though, I have to think about it. Because I like Sir Alone. But the Ivory King's like probably one of the best build-ups. Even though I really suck at fighting the Ivory King. His boss is awesome, and there's the dragon. It's Sin, right? Sin was pretty good for his time. I think Medir is probably the magnum opus of dragon bosses for From Software, even keeping Calamite in mind. Let's see, what else? I also enjoy, on the topic of Dark Souls dragons, just how glitched and borked the dragon in Elden Ring is. It is absolutely just... Oof. I really hope they work on that starting dragon boss. Oh yeah, there was also the Ancient Dragon in Demon's Souls. That was a really kick-ass boss. Really simple, but it was really cool. It was one of those gimmick fights that felt nice. The Storm King, wherever the giant manta ray is, he also had a really good gimmick fight. Much better than Yorm. Yorm's fight is only redeemed if you have Sigurd with you. Sigurd adds a whole nother level of gravity to that fight that it just does not have if it's just you and Yorm. I feel like he like needs to be there. Then you can kind of see it being more of a gimmick fight. You and your trusty onion friend fighting a giant. That's all I'm gonna talk about DS2. Had some bad net coding. Just gonna scroll all the way through here. I see another bot. I love the pursuer. The elevator was supposed to go down, they just fucked it up. That's so stupid. I'd like to have it like see the conversation when they realize the elevator went the wrong way. Like they build this entire world on top of it. Like they get Earthen Peak done, it's all good, it's ready. They start on Iron Peak and they're like, okay, Sakamoto or whatever the guy's name was that was in charge of elevators, and we need this elevator to go down. We're gonna be building an underground, like kind of like Mustafar hellish type thing. He's like, okay, I got you. He goes to sleep, forgets about it, and makes it go straight up. They build the entire level on top of it, and they're like, okay, let's see how this looks from a run from Earthen Peak to the new area. And they realize the elevator goes straight up like 100 feet, and they're like, At that point, I just would have made you like teleport, like you just walk through some fog or something. Like, I don't know. Or maybe like you walk into a room and you fall through the floor and it hides a teleportation to Iron Keep. Like your character just falls through the earth a really far away to mask the fuck up. Come on. Nameless King's a good fight. I like the Nameless King. He's probably one of my favorite Dark Souls 3 bosses. The Nameless King is, good. I think Max thought that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the giant manatee in Demon Souls. If any of you ever get the opportunity, I would absolutely recommend picking up Demon Souls Remake. It's really good. All of the fights are really hyped up. The only thing the only boss I felt kind of weird about them redoing was Flame Lurker. Flame Lurker really feels like a giant fiery gorilla. Like, even more so than he did in the original, in the remake. What have we got now? We've got 10, 12, 14, 15, 18, 20. 20 fish so far. Bloodborne does a lot of the fishing hamlet. The trailers for DS2 were a lot cooler than the actual game. I wouldn't argue that. The trailers for Dark Souls 2, particularly the EU release, were really fucking sweet. I wouldn't directly try talking to Finn, he's a shitposter. Yeah, Nameless King's pretty good. I like the Nameless King because he doesn't feel like he's on fucking Adderall like most of the bosses in DS3. Like, I came from Dark Souls 1 to DS3 and it sped up so much. It was really hard to adjust to at first. Like, nowadays I'm used to it. It's no big deal. But way back in the day when I first started on DS, I was like, my god. I was like, what fucking game am I playing? You know? It didn't even feel like Dark Souls. The enemies were so much faster than what I was used to. But the Nameless King kind of feels like he's a bit of a throwback. He's not as fast. He's still more sped than a lot of Dark Souls 1 bosses. But he's not quite as souped up as, fucking, I don't know. But I think of a really good example. The first example that comes to mind is not even a boss, it's the Xenomorph Knights, the Outriders. I have no idea what that ship is still doing there. I know these guys, there's another galleon that they're in alliance with running Athena. Or if anyone's... Okay, my ship still hasn't respawned. Just want to make sure there was no one like burglarizing my ship using it as like a free taxi across the sea. The tree get the transpose and kills a bad boss, since you can only damage it hitting its boss. Yeah, was his nesticles. I didn't really think he was that bad of a boss my first time fighting him. I don't think he killed me. I thought it was goofy. I really like the Fume Knight. Yeah, Fume Knight's pretty cool. I think I see a player sloop way out there on the horizon. Fish to cod. Oop. COD 2 is my favorite fishing game. You can bury the supply crate if need be. Yeah, if I see some guy like bum rushing towards me with his entire like mana war thing because they realize there's a solo fisherman on K9, I will take the supply crate off to the bushes and bury it where they'll never see it. I haven't really caught any of these today, these indigo splashtails. This is the first. I think we've done enough fishing now, it's time to get to the cooking. Once I get this last boy in. I'm probably only gonna cook the trophies though, that's really the only one that makes it worth my while. I'm also gonna look to see if that's a player like I think it is. He was heading that way. That is a skeleton. I saw another one on the horizon, but he's already vanished. So to make this, you fucking throw down some firewood. I'm about to do a little look-see around, make sure there's no one about to creep up on me. I don't want to start throwing up smoke signals. They're still over there, not moving. I don't see anyone else, so I guess we're alright. Get one of these bad boys out of here. And now we just sit and wait. I hope all of you like Captain Wetbeard's off-day attire. Normally I look like I've got like the really big hat to show everyone that I'm the captain. But since it's just me, I decided to just go more casual here. I think what I'm trying to think of, like, if I had a favorite fishing game, I think it'd be like Rapala Pro Fishing 2008 or something. Or if we'll make a map for K9 if you bury the loot here. Play Hitman, the Bald Fisherman HD remake. Skid, did you ever play The Evil Within or good-ass scary games? I played The Evil Within, it's been a long time ago. Scary games... Like, I don't really get scared by video games, but I've played horror games. I played, let's see, Layers of Fear, I've played Silent Hill, I've played, good old fucking, what was it? Wasn't it just Slender? It wasn't called Slender Man, it was just Slender, wasn't it? I played one called I'm Scared that was really lame. It was meant to be like a creepypasta type thing. That's not even close to being done. Looks like a tourist at the beach. I played, what was that one that PewDiePie played that everyone... the only thing I remember about is the guys with the really big gaping mouths. It was called, I can't remember the name of that video game, it's been so many years now. You guys know which one I'm talking about. PewDiePie played it a ton. He had that little statue named Stefano he carried around with him. What was that called? Fuck, I'm stuck on that. I can't fucking... I can't think of the name of that game. Fuck. What was the name of it? Ah, I'm gonna be bothered by that now. God. Amnesia, that's it. Amnesia the Dark Descent, I remember that. I played that, there was Dead Space, there was, hold on, Outlast. I think I played Outlast. I think I played like a bootleg version of it though. I played a lot of Resident Evil, but they're not really scary games. See, what else have I played that's considered to be horror? Because like I said, no, I don't really get frightened, so it's hard for me to remember. Fuck. Of course, you know, I played the old Grabbed by the Ghoulies video game. That's a real hair-raising video game if there ever was one. I can't remember. Like, most of my old horror game experience is really old. I played the old Alan Wake game that was kind of weird. I played a lot of like really obscure indie horror games just to see how bad they were. There were some real stinkers. There were some really terrible indie games way back when. Amnesia the Dark Descent, yeah, that's it. Extreme Ball Crushers. I remember that was PewDiePie's worst scares. I remember him flipping his table. I bet you play with the lights on. I used to not. I played it with the lights off because back in that time I didn't want my parents knowing that well, my parent, because there's only one that lives here. I didn't want them knowing I was gaming that late, so the lights were always off, but they just, I don't get scared. It's hard for me to, like, get immersed in horror games, because I know the game wants to scare me. I like to spite that as its intention. And so I perpetually I keep in my mind this is a video game. I just walk around, I really don't get spooked. I try to get scared, it just doesn't work. I can't dissociate, like I can't suspend my disbelief. I'm constantly questioning, like, why the fuck would I go out here? Like, why wouldn't I just do this? Or this is stupid, if something wanted to kill me, you could just do that, you know, and I ruin it for myself. Gas Station Simulator, oh yeah. The Puppet Combo games. I actually played a horror game back in October, if you want to go look it up. Just look up my channel name and then Gas Station Simulator, and it's a video game where you play as the gas station attendant. Terrifying. I will play pretty much any horror game that any of you send me. Just, like, send it to me on, like, Steam or fucking tell me on my Discord server or something. I really have nothing to lose now in terms of videos, I'll just do anything. I'll make whatever I want. You ever go urban exploring? No, I live in Tampa Bay, that's just asking to get, like, eaten by a squid or something. I go in the sewer and get eaten by some kind of cryptid that I would discover. I go out in the woods and the skunk ape would get me. The first time I died in Outlast was 4 hours in. Yes, I did lose immersion. The gas station simulator video was good. Something furries. I think Autumn is looking at furry porn. Can someone contact their parents and find out? Can we get confirmation on E621 being open? Do you ever do a video or play Fishing Simulator? Furbies or Five Nights at Freddy's eaten by the Tampa land squid. That sounds like something someone would actually come up with. Like you go into some old bar and there'd be some guy dressed like my Sea of Thieves pirate right now and he'd start telling you about this land squid that ate his best friend back in '83 as Leonard Skinner plays over the radio. Need to start doing game reviews or something? Do you ever have bigger plans for your channel? Because obviously YouTube hates you. There's really nothing I can do. Like, I could start a new channel, but I feel like I'd just end up getting blacklisted again, so I'm just gonna stick with this one, upload whatever. I've done kind of like a game review, I think, already. If anyone, like, I did one on, like, I did a commentary on my favorite thing about Dark Souls 2. You know, like, I'll do game reviews. I thought about doing one about the old forgotten Zorro cartoon that I grew up watching. The only videos I have planned at the moment are, whenever I do the Dark Souls 2 soup ladle run, I'm gonna probably make a video about at least the beginning of it. There's gonna be a video for Shadow Warrior 2, most likely. So, maybe like a For Honor Duels video, like Dark Souls Duelist tries For Honor Duels. Probably go back and play a bunch of old horror games. I'll play whatever, like, new trendy game comes out, like Halo, make a few videos for it. This channel's not ever gonna go anywhere. It's always gonna be dead. It's gonna be you a couple people until all of you get sick of it. So, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing until all of you are gone, and then I'll probably just use this as highlights for me and my friends. I do not care anymore. Maybe one day with me and my friends, I'll move into a gamer house, I'll do like vlogs. Glowing tattoo. Yeah, that's a little pirate legend logo. I don't like the chest tattoo, but I like the eye glow. I've got this sleeve and all these scars all over me. The scars all came from the time Frantic blew up a keg in the Devil's Roar. That's the lore we have. My fire just went out. But the fish is done. Cooking these makes it so that you can have regen. You get like a little bar around your main health bar that will refill over time. It's just convenient because you will end up taking damage on the Sea of Thieves. And this is a ripped... I think this is just like a ripped tank top. Maybe it's like... Yeah, it's more like a tank top than a wife beater. It's just this side's ripped and there's just some random leather with a couple of rivets on it. This is my day off wetbeard fashion. Normally I'm dressed like a extravagant pirate captain, so I thought just looking like this for fishing would be good. Probably all the ass crushing and shitting words you say on PvP. Miss the F5 your old videos PvP. Well, if you look through my uploads over the last couple months, I did a ton of PvP videos just with random weapons. You probably didn't get recommended them because YouTube doesn't like me. But up until about 2 weeks ago, I was uploading it like almost every day. It's like almost like weapon reviews, almost like Moose Torrent or something. Using various weapons and duels and invasions. Looks like a crudely repaired shirt. Yes. Why does YouTube do this to people? I don't know. I mean, it couldn't, like, that's the only thing I can guess. People have told me that they don't get my recommendeds anymore. Like, they just don't get notified of streams or anything, even if they have the bell open. And then some of it, too, I know is just people losing interest because it's not Souls. You know, Dark Souls 3's had its time in the sun on the internet, that's over. I know that's not all it. I'm just also not a very good creator. I kind of upload ho-hum type stuff. There are a lot of better people than me. An established wife beater. I wouldn't eat the glowing thing. And that's why I'm a pirate and you're a man watching a pirate. Those who dare die of food poisoning. And that's me. Chase started doing weapon reviews again. Yeah, I imagine he's ran out of Elden Ring content to milk. I was not digging your new videos at all. Yeah, I get it. I don't make very good stuff. I don't expect anyone to watch. I'm just gonna keep on fucking uploading garbage. My new videos are the exact same as the old videos. I suspect you probably got sick of it over time. Game hasn't even come out yet. No, but he did get to play the network test. And you can only go so far with what footage you get. So I imagine he's back to just doing weapon stuff. Gotta keep that Contosh rolling, otherwise he'll end up like me. I'll put this up so I can stop switching off so much. I'm using the camera to watch when the fucking fish is ready. Missed the PvP. I probably won't be doing any more of it, so you might as well unsub. I'm not gonna be doing any more DS3 PvP the way I used to. It's just gonna be random ass videos of me playing games, shit posts of my friends and I acting stupid, maybe a couple of Elden Ring PvP things, but it's not. I'm not gonna do the thick builds or whatever it was that you used to like. Skids Agent, John YouTube. That Ben Heartwave was good. Yeah, it doesn't matter. YouTube's not gonna promote it, so I can make the best thing on the fucking planet. No one's gonna see it. It makes me wonder how many other people upload really banger videos just never get fucking picked up by YouTube. Because the algorithm's shitty. Just gotta get on the Elden Ring stuff, your channel will take off. It won't. It'll be the same as like Halo or anything else. I'll make a few videos for it. It'll like maybe get like 1,000 views on a few of them. Maybe 2 since it's gonna be like Souls related. I'll stream it a few times, people lose interest with me playing it. It'll be done and I'll go back to playing whatever random crap I'm on at the time. Nothing's gonna change. This channel had its time in the sun. I'm just here for the fun of it. I try to make things that I think would be funny. I'm kind of weird. So, it's not gonna do too well. Fucking Ben Heartwave. Ben Heartwave was like a labor of love. I spent a lot of time grabbing my own footage of Ben Hart's costume. Gameplay videos, like lore videos that had some cinematic shots. Like I straight up stole some fucking shots from like Terra Mantis and stuff for that video. They're only in like a few second clips, but they're in there. You know, ripped off his dialogue, remixed off that. Some of it's actually me and Frantic. You can't tell because Frantic and I's Ben Hart impressions are so good, but there's a little bit of me and Frantic in there mixed in with it. Mostly like laughs and grunts and various noises. I've been this will by my mightiest son. Yeah. You see that statue? I can't do it. You see that statue? Gives me the willies. My mighty moonlight son. How's that video? Like, what's the main riff of that video that I used? A kingdom of honorable fighting men that we are going to see again. That right? A kingdom of honorable fighting men. Louis, I gotta meet you again. I come from the distant land of Jigo. Where men are women, and women are men. Hey, you've got a good eye, pal. But they said we can't have two moist criticals. Probably. YouTube deep state. Elden Ring special, and you're already a master of the combat in PvP. I've not even played Elden Ring's PvP. Who knows if I'm gonna be any good at it? Because it's not specifically just gonna be DS3 Combat 2.0, it's got some DNA from DS2 and Sekiro and Bloodborne, so who knows if I'll take to it or not. The distant land of Japan. Blinding lights. So I'm scared to ever think about YouTubing. In fact, most million sub channels were about Patreon way more than ad revenue. At the moment, I make most of my money off of you guys' donations on these live streams. I make like actual pennies off of my videos. I make almost nothing. I would say 98% of my revenue on YouTube comes from donations. And then a really big bulk of it is Patreon. That's what fucking keeps this channel going, though. That's what pays for all the stupid games that you guys asked me to play. I'm hoping to get a monitor, so I can actually, like, see what I'm doing in games like For Honor, where frame rate really matters. I've been playing on the same TV for like 8 years. I'm hoping this year I hope, like, I'm split on, though, because I'm also using that for some of that VTuber stuff. Like, I'm dipping into that so we can get some VTuber art going. I'm sure Christian doesn't know about it, but on Mondays we do like a Dark Souls VTuber meme. There's gonna be some actual like merch art coming off of that. And that's not free, so I have to dip into some of the money for that. Toss that. Wish I made money to give, but you already know you work, right? Or is your Patreon banging? No, I work a full-time job. 10 to 8, I also upload on YouTube and stream every day. And I have a Patreon. That's all of my different revenue paths. Real life work, Patreon, streaming every day, videos nearly every day. I would upload even more, like I'd upload longer 10-minute long videos every day, and I'd have like a ton of stuff for the Patreon and Discord. I just don't have the time. I wake up at like the butt crack hours of the morning and get everything done with my video stuff by before 10 o'clock when I have to leave. Leave at 10, I'm gone till 8, I immediately come back home, I work out, I start streaming, I stream until like midnight, I do more game stuff until like 2, I sleep for like an hour, get back up, work on video stuff, go to work, come home, work out, streams, video stuff, sleep. That's what I do. That's what the Skidman does. The life of a small-time streamer. They are still there, by the way. Those dudes have been over there for like hours now. Just sitting there. I don't know if maybe like they parked their ship there and they all went on that galleon together to like speed run Athena stuff, but they are gone. Maybe they met up and like the sloop went with them, I don't know. I don't know. What's your setup right now? An old TV, my PC, and Xbox controller. What do you do if you don't mind me asking? I'm a truck driver. Drive a big rig. I go up and down the I-4. I make good money. It stinks. I heard no girlfriend life, just leave out the beatings. Now I've been seeing a chick. We're supposed to meet up again this Sunday. I met up with this little short-haired Asian chick. She's more Asian than me. I'm only like 1/16. This chick's actually like half. And she's got little short, choppy black hair. She actually, I made a whole video talking about this. I made a video talking about our first date. The first date, she told me she liked playing League of Legends and it scared the crap out of me. I thought she might secretly be a dude or something. Which, as pretty as she is, I wouldn't have even cared anyway, but... it gave me a little bit of a spook. Got my guard up. I was like, Oh, I said, no good, sane person plays League of Legends. She's gonna try and stab me to death when I go to sleep. Probably go see her tomorrow. The old Skid's been through some heartbreak in the past couple of years, and I've put up a lot of walls, and I'm having to try desperately to bring him down. I have got walls on top of walls. Anyway, so what we're gonna do after this, for all of you that are here for the fishing content, not hearing Skid's sad life story, after we get done cooking this and the last ones of the tackle box, we're gonna take the rowboat and skadoodle on over to that thing. That's a sea post, that's where some crusty hobo lives who's gonna give us some money for all these fish that we've got. I thought I'd break up the monotony of catching things and talking by, getting on a rowboat and giving everyone seasickness. I bet money there's no one on that ship. I think if we sell the fish, I should like try to find a keg and then row over there to that ship and blow up a keg on it. I think that'd be funny. It's not gonna do anything because I don't think any of them are there anyway. But it would be funny just to keg someone's ship while they're off doing alliance stuff. Where is this? Alright, one more. Ooh. Go offer them a fish so they brutalize your body only to realize it wasn't worth it. Or I could take out like the fish and start using them like nunchucks. I'll just use like aquatic karate on the entire enemy team. They'll get soloed by a man in a ripped tank top. It'll be awesome. Chris, you want something recreational night, purely governmental made alcohol. That they banned but brought back because weed made them insane. That stays unhinged gaming. Now we're getting fucking crunk on stream tonight, I guess. Chris decided, you know what, like I'm gonna drink a whole lot and I'm gonna go party with Skid while he fishes on Sea of Thieves. I thought about playing like my old boomer music while I did this, but I know if I do that, then I'm gonna have to, if I play my boomer music, I'm gonna have to delete the stream instantly, otherwise I'm gonna get like fucking a Call of Duty like nuclear feeds worth of emails saying that I have copyright strikes on a stream. So I would have to delete this the second it ends if I start playing any of the music that I like to listen to when I fish. Whoa. I thought I saw a face under the water. Big toothy grin coming at me. I'm gonna try not to get fucking vored here. Look, that's a good shark. He wasn't even coming after me. I'll keep these bananas with me. Let's talk music. Favorite band? Well, favorite band or just like musical artist in general? Because my favorite of all time is Jim Croce. Now, the only downside to a rowboat is the lack of sight. Because you're so low down to the water, you can't see a dick for piss. But I have a fucking perfect map of the Sea of Thieves imprinted on my hippocampus. And I know where everything is. And I know that fucking sea post's in this general direction. Say goodbye to K9, everyone. We're gonna go sell our fish. This is a real man's way of playing Sea of Thieves, none of that like galleon crap. This is how real men with chest hair and nutsack hair play the game. 3 days grace. I hear 3 days grace everywhere now, that and Green Day. They had some good ones. 3 days grace, the main song I remember from them is, every time we lie awake, after every hit we take, you know, that's like the middle school bop. I hate everything about you, you know. Green Day, I think I know more of their. I remember American Idiot, Time of Your Life, and Boulevard of Broken Dreams are the songs I remember most from them. He's so underrated. I actually I'm like a Jim Croce collector. Like, I've intentionally saved a bunch of his records, CDs, videos of live performances, everything I can, just so I know that it's saved, because I don't want it to be lost to time. Because he's really underrated. Most people have heard at least one of his songs, but don't know who he is, and just don't know the fucking giant selection of great music that he was responsible for. What's this genre to you? Folk rock. That's what Jim Croce's would be. If you want to start off with Jim Croce, I'd say Bad Bad Leroy Brown, You Don't Mess Around with Jim, I Got a Name, Time in the Bottle, Operator, Working at the Car Wash Blues, Hard Time Losing Man, Box Number 10. I mean, I could name off pretty much his entire discography, but that's a good way to start. Bad Bad Leroy Brown, You Don't Mess Around with Jim, I Got a Name, and Time in the Bottle are some good starters. An Operator. I could sit here and name off like every song he ever put off. I know all of his music. He's my favorite. There aren't very many artists I would say I'd like to meet or would have liked to have met. Jim Croce is one I would have liked to actually sat down and talk to. He seemed like a really real dude. You're doing it again. Well, when I'm passionate about something, I could talk about it at length. Yeah, Jim Croce. Even some of his earlier stuff, like Cottonmouth River, The Ballad of Gunga Din, and I Remember Her, Stone Walls. I mean, he had some, even whenever he first started out, he had some great songs. Railroad Song. Get this. And so what we do is, that and there, we sell our fish. This crusty old hobo is gonna give us money for this. You can tell they don't expect people to do this very much because they made the requirement like 5. They're like, nah, no one's gonna do this. They have quest boards at Seapost too. I think I already knew that. You can also find stuff on discount at these C posts. If you're a completionist, sometimes you'll find some random thing that you might not own in them. Each one's different, I'm pretty sure. It changes out every once and so often. All absolute bangers. I used to get hammered and cry to his music during bad times. Jim Croce's music has like different songs of his have different meaning to me. Like when I hear Bad Bad Leroy Brown, I always think of like that's what me and my brothers play whenever we're about to leave our driveway. I switch off to that, so as we're taking off up the road, you get the do 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 do, you know, the piano. But then I remember back whenever me and like the worst breakup I had was a couple of years ago. There was a chick that I really thought I was always gonna be with, and I was listening to a lot of his music then, and so stuff like Operator, Box Number 10. You know, there's a lot of songs he has that make me sad. Was that She and I's song was I'll Have to Say I Love You in the song, and so I hear that and that tears me up inside. That's one of his songs I really can't listen to very much. But yeah, and then like I said, other songs like are really peppy and I've got good memories attached to them. You Don't Mess Around with Jim, Working at the Car Wash Blues, Hard Time Losing Man, Bad Bad Leroy Brown, Roller Derby Queen, Speedball Tucker, Rapid Roy, That Stock Car Boy, you know, Careful Man, Good Time Man Like Me, Ain't Got No Business Singing the Blues, Thursday. I mean, I've got all of his albums from the very first one, Life and Times. I've got his very first album, Facets. You Don't Mess Around with Jim. I Got a Name. I've got like the 50th anniversary of him passed away. They had like all of his songs on a CD set. I have that. His greatest hits, Photograph and Memories, which is also a good song. So what we're doing right now, if any of you are wondering why I'm not taking off towards K9, I am rowboating my happy ass over in 13, if I can. Like I said, I've got like a near photogenic memory of the Sea of Thieves map in my head, and so I think we're going in the right direction. I think. I forgot my tackle box back on the sea post, but I will be fucked sideways, so I'm gonna go all the way back there and grab it. So we're just gonna make do. I hope Spaghetti's still in the chat somewhere lurking so that they can see this. I felt kind of bad that they asked to see it. Yeah, Jim Croce is my favorite. I've been really big into this sort of, I guess their main genre would be like southern rock. But they're really not. They're like a real mixture of like that and like blues and pop. It's called Atlanta Rhythm Section. If I knew I wouldn't get fucking all those copyright strikes on the stream, I'd play some of their music right now. They had like this really weird funky sound. In their first couple albums they sounded a lot like Leonard Skinner. Like they were just trying to go for that generic southern rock sound effect, but then they came into their own on like their second or third album. They kind of mixed in like this jazzy, bluesy, kind of almost like disco sound. If any of you have heard the Lupin the Third Part 2 soundtrack, kind of think like that kind of jazzy feel. It was mixed with southern rock, so it made a really funky combo. They also were inspired by the Allman Brothers on one of their albums, and they had some bangers on that one. Atlanta Rhythm Section, I'd say some good ones to start with are like Champagne Jam, Doraville, Spooky, So Into You, Crazy, Not Gonna Let Bother Me Tonight. They had some good ones. Some of their music really slaps. I've been really into them recently. Daniel Johnson indie type artists. He put smaller crates in the larger crates? No. I bet every album changed. No, that's what good artists do. With Atlanta Rhythm Section, yeah, like, their first, I think, like, the first album they had was really, like, it was really plain, like, I'll admit. Their first album was okay, but there was nothing special about it. And then their second album was a lot like Lynyrd Skynyrd. That's what they were shooting for, I think, with their sound. Then their third album, which was called, like, Third Annual Pipe Dream or something, you could tell they were really inspired by the Allman Brothers and how they had jazz and blues influence in their music. And then Dog Days and Underdog came out. Those were really, really bluesy. Champagne Jam had more of a hard rock sound mixed in with it. I'm talking about stuff that no one cares. Like, I'm just spouting off about my own little fucking world of music. But, yeah, pretty good. Pipe Dream. Yeah, their first two albums didn't do good, so the third one they just named the Third Annual Pipe Dream. Had like their first big hit with Doraville on it. That's what like this whole channel is, it's just a pipe dream. Some like random Dark Souls PvPer's YouTube pipe dream. I really hope I'm heading in the right direction for Int 13. Because I remember passing this, there's a giant rock up ahead of us somewhere. I remember going south of it to avoid the ships at Shipwreck Bay seeing us. I'm the rowboat overlord. I bet the galleons, there's the big rock I was thinking of. Yeah, we're on the right track. I am a fucking master cartographer of the Sea of Thieves. I know this entire thing like the back of my hand. I bet the other ships are probably, like, the other two galleons are probably thinking, man, like, there has to be someone else here, but where are they? Where's this other ship at? Like, there has to be someone else here. Little do they know the rowboat professional is roaming. You shouldn't let people get attached to you. I try not to. That's why I'm such a jerk. Oh, I think I see it. Right there. It's a shame that Spag person's already gone. Because I kind of felt bad that they asked to see these caves and then dipped. Come on. It'd be a lot easier if they'd have like a second pair of oars for the other person in that seat, and you could just fly across the sea like you had Johnson motor strapped to the back of this bitch. Would absolutely zoom if that was the case. I hate this water. We're on like the precipice between the wilds and the ancient isles. And so the water's just really like Kool-Aid lime green. It's not quite that pretty blue that the ancient isles has, but it's also not the poop green that the wilds have. You're living best when you aren't consuming anything. I don't know, I kind of like consuming stuff sometimes. Like, not very often, just like 2 or 3 times a day, just to keep myself alive, you know? Come on. I don't know if any of you guys in the chat really do anything. It seems like Chris is drinking at the moment. I only really ever drink when I go out to like eat. I don't drink by myself because I get sad. As far as smoking goes, I don't really do cigarettes. I do like cigars quite a bit. On my lunch breaks, I like to have something called a smoke and a Coke. I get a Coca-Cola, a can of Coca-Cola, and I go outside and have a cigar. Most people can't believe that I smoke anything, though. Alright. We have returned to Inn 13 after like 2 hours. Even though Spag has already left, completely unannounced, I returned. I'm a man of my word. So this is Inn 13. This is another good island to sit on and fish. It's out here in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Nobody stops at it. It's not on the map. There's no reason to ever come here but for tall tales. And so... there's like this big shipwreck over here. And there's a... path to go underneath the island. I have to remember where it is. Back when Frantic and I used this as a hideaway, I knew it immediately. Right here? Yeah. Let me get some air. So Frantic and I would pull up here after sinking people and we'd take their treasure. And we would like, conga line the shit down here. I mean, do you inhale, Skid? Fucking not a cigar, no. If you're inhaling cigars taking into your lungs, you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to puff on cigars. And this is where Frantic would hide our loot. I don't recall these paintings being all over the place in here. I think that's new. Matter of fact, I don't remember all this wooden crap being down here. They've changed this since the last time I was here. Yeah. And you can technically fish right here. You can see that there are fish swimming around in the water. It's just, it's kind of tough too, because they like to swim into the fucking walls and break the line. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. Yep. Here's Frantic and I's old stash. If I thought that Spag person was in my Discord server, I'd ping them and tell them to get their candy ass over here. Yep, here's Frantic and I's hidey hole. And then we'd swim back out, get on our ship, and fly out of here before they even knew that we stopped here. So why do you do it? Do you not like smoke cigars, Chris? It's for the taste. That's why I smoke a cigar. It's not to get some kind of like nicotine rush. Cigars are all about the taste. You can still get like throat cancer or anything like that. They're not like a safe alternative like some people like to pretend. That's why I like cigars. Only drink in a social setting feels weird getting drunk by yourself. That's when it makes you feel like you have a problem. It's like, it goes from being like this cool thing you're doing to loosen up a little bit to, man, I have issues. I can't fucking believe I left my tackle box all the way back up at, the sea post. All the way at North Star. No less. Now I gotta figure out what I want to do. Because we've already went fishing. We've sold off our fish. We've went to a sea post, forgotten our tackle box on it, and then rode all the way to fucking Inn 13. It's not like you gave yourself an addiction, they're just relaxing and delicious. Like cigars are kind of like meditation. That's the best way I could put it. It's kind of like you sit down and there's just something really relaxing about fucking puffing out a cigar. And it's even better when you have something to drink or like a little something to eat because it changes the flavor of whatever you're eating. You take like some fucking like a sandwich out there with you or some almonds or something, I don't know. And depending on what flavor cigar you get, they can change up the taste a little. It's kind of nice. Gives everything kind of like a smoky type taste, I guess. For me, it's a pipe with some Captain Black tobacco. Yep. Yeah, now I really don't know what to do. Like, I don't know if I should go all the way back to the sea post and get my stuff and then head back to K9, or if I should rowboat it up someplace else. Hmm. What you guys in the chat think? What should we do? Because Skid is, struggling to think of what he wants to do next. We could just call it. It has been a pretty good fucking stream. I'd like to think we did some quality fishing here tonight. As like 17, we get like 17 people, a ton of people too, and Rise I'm about to fucking close out. Did everyone just get off of work or something? Where's the rest of your crew? Well, fucking Frantic is on a 2-week vacation, so he's not gonna be on. Yeet prefers playing Fortnite over anything else at the moment. I don't know what Max was doing, but he was offline. My boy Z has gotten really big into VR chat. Jordan and Dema decided that they hated me a couple of months ago. I think that's everyone accounted for. I think that's the whole crew. So it's just Captain Wetbeard all by himself captaining a rowboat. Does the new girl know about the cigars? No, because it's not something I brought up. I don't smoke them often enough to really, like, bring it up. It's something I do, like, sometimes on, like, a break at work. I sincerely doubt she would care. She's pretty into me. I still don't know if I'm gonna, like, stick around with her or not, because I don't like getting attached to people. You get to really liking someone, and then all of a sudden they dip, and you're just like, alright. Thanks for the memories, I guess. Snooze for a bit. I have no idea where to go. No idea what to do. Hmm. Wetbeard is fucking out of ideas. I guess I could get that fucking commendation done for fishing. Because I don't have to cook the fish, I just have to catch them. I don't think there's a cooking pan on this island anyway. At least not as far as I know, unless there's one underground somewhere. Ah, fuck it. Fuck him. Yeah, Max told me, he's like, yeah, just, I get off early, just let me know if you want to do something. I get on, he's straight up offline. I was like, alright. Royally betrayed. Maybe she's the one. There's no such thing as that. Besides, I've got a whole lot of plans with the boys in a couple of years anyway. Gotta get that gamer house going. Then after the gamer house is all said and done, I want to become a sailor. Die epically and then get like a song written about me by Gordon Lightfoot. Let's go. Yeah, it's been epic pirate time all night. Sorry for any of you tuning in, this is actually not the new Dark Souls. I'm sure that's confusing a lot of people. It's not Dark Souls. We did a Dark Soul last night, we did Bloodborne the night before. Next thing you'll probably see off of this channel, besides the VTuber stream on Monday, will be Shadow Warrior 2. Shadow Warrior 2, then probably the beginning of probably the worst thing I'm ever going to do as far as Dark Souls is related. The Soup Ladle Run. The Soup Ladle Run is really going to test the limits of my sanity. Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. You know it's good to me. Maybe she's your new uwu waifu. Great. Content boathouse hype. Do you live where you're born and raised, though? No, I don't. What's the lore on that vaguely pyramid-shaped rock right there? What, that one right there? That's the portal to go to the Pirate's Life, Tall Tales. That's the portal to the Sea of the Damned, where memories live on forever, and so you can go through and pretty much just, like, fight and explore your way through the Disney Park ride, but remade in Sea of Thieves. There's also some original stuff. Oh, look at that, I caught Treacherous Plunder, aka garbage. I caught myself fish bones. How about that? Those things are actually like worthless. They're worth like maybe 5 doubloons. There's a commendation that goes along with them, but I've already got it completed. What other players pay you in cooked fishes for it? You start a shabby crew for a live stream, me and Snake are on board. I would probably sooner hang myself with a thong than get a bunch of random people that haven't played Sea of Thieves in the crew with me. Sea of Thieves is one of those games where it's not very tough, but you have to learn a lot to really get a hold on everything. There's a whole lot to sailing and adjusting the sails in the wind, and just there's a whole lot to learn. And I've had to teach so many people at this point. It just makes my head butt my desk thinking about doing it again. Come on, you little bastard, get in here. I believe the typhoon, the storm's about to get on top of us. I might have to like hide underground. Cause it's not very good for a lone fisherman to be in a storm on a rowboat. Ugh. I really wish the internet wasn't so weird so I could show all of you what this new chick looks like. She's really cute. It's not like I'm like, if like we were all in the same room, I would just like get a printed photo, show everyone, then put it back in my wallet, then you just have the memory of it, but I know online people like screen cap that in a heartbeat. Well, that's creepy. The Athena's just sort of floating out there near the Fort of the Damned. I think I'm gonna have to take shelter underground. Unless I try to outrun the storm on my rowboat. Great. Alright, boys and girls, looks like we're gonna have to go down to Frantic and I's secret stash. At least the mermaid's here to help me see. I always forget, there it is. No, that's not, that's a fucking... I always get turned around, like it's right in here, like I've probably like panned my camera over it a couple times already. I'm just gonna get electrocuted. Pretty sure it's right in here. I just swam in it a second ago. It's a little further back off the main coral bit, so I probably... yeah, there it is. You gotta start looking for these little structures. We gotta hide in here like Frantic and I did in the olden days. Then we just gotta sit under here until morning when the storm passes. Because I'm not gonna try and fight Zeus and tempt God. Let's see. Underground has sand and lime. Don't tell me this game works that way. Have you ever effed with Subnautica though? The Dark Souls of exploration. I tried starting up like a Subnautica series. Like I wanted to play it and try it and everyone told me it was boring, so I stopped doing it. Yeah, we gotta wait for the storm to pass. I probably could have hopped on my rowboat and tried to boogie across the sea to get away from it, but I really didn't feel like it. The sea levels may rise. Nah, they'll be fine. This game's got some pretty good physics with its water, but they're not that good. This cave won't flood. You know what, actually, I think it's getting kind of late. I really don't know what else to do on CFP, so I think I might just go ahead and end the stream. I've done what I set out to do. I fished, sold my fish, went back to N13 to show everyone the cave. I think I've had a pretty full stream. Like I said, that's it for this one. I hope all of you have enjoyed it. There will not be a stream tomorrow, at least I'm not planning on doing one. Tomorrow I'll be working on the Shadow Warrior video, maybe getting some duels from For Honor for like a For Honor dueling. I'll call like Dark Souls Duelist tries For Honor duels or something, I don't know, something clickbaity. Maybe like a tips and tricks Dark Souls 3 video, like some of my tech that I came up with, like the lag step and the hot foot, you know, shooting yourself in the feet with avalanche shots to get someone when they roll into you. Probably stuff like that, and if I can find a good save file, we will, I'll probably start up the Soup Ladle run this upcoming week. Is $5 worth 30 minutes to you, or do you not want to work for the average American wage? I don't know what you're trying to ask me. Yeah, that's it for this stream. I hope all of you have enjoyed it. See ya.